Hi guys, it's Mary. Welcome back. Today we are going to be using the makeup that's all over my vanity from the past week. And we're just going to put together this look, and then I'm going to be looking at my phone throughout the whole thing to talk about some of the things that you guys put in the comments of my video where I was like doing the Q&A. And I wanted to make sure that I answered a few of these, touched on some of this, and let you guys know how much your prayers and good wishes for me and my family during our time of loss, how much that meant. And so, yeah, let's just get on with the video because you know motor mouth here. Let's get some primer going. All right. So anyway, I wanted to say from the get-go, at the very beginning, thank you so much, you guys, for your kind comments about my father-in-law passing on. And while I was gone, the video that you guys saw, I think there were two. I don't know. It's been such a blur. But in the one where there was the answering your questions, because I didn't answer comments, I just hearted them as I read them. There were several I wanted to address. Anyway, I've got makeup all over the place here. I am not going to pick out. I'm just going to grab things that are already out because I have been using them to get ready, during that time. And so, yeah, probably should think about the order of what I'm doing, but basically just picking up stuff because I don't want to hunt things to use. And so that tells you what I've been using over the last week, right? Before I do this, I want to say I wish you to know that if I didn't read your comment, it doesn't mean I loved it less. I can't do all of them, but I did want to hit on some of the things that were talked about. So the first one here is from K.A. Fenn, and I took screenshots of all of these so that I could put them in the video. And she says, your hair looks great. Thank you. I cut it off. That video was a good representation for why I cut it off. One of the reasons. I mean, editing that video, I drove myself crazy doing this, constantly messing with my hair. And I remembered that after I got my hair all cut off real short, there's no hair to mess with really. So I don't sit on camera looking at myself playing with my hair. That was one reason, but I did cut it back off again short, and I know that's going to disappoint some of you. And also what I wasn't thinking about was Kelly was saying to me, yes, you can do that style, but the things that I have to do to my hair already just to give it some fluff is ridiculous. And my hair is so thin. Can we just appreciate here? Let me just show you a hair or two. Can you focus in on my hair? Let me come up close so you can see just what we're dealing with. Can you see the diameter? Look at that one. Do you see that almost looks black. Can you see the diameter of my hair? My hair is tiny and thin. It's too tiny. It's too tiny, okay? So I cannot get the fullness of my hair like Meryl Streep's wig in Devil Wears Prada. I might be able to come up with something that's kind of close, but as you saw in that video, at that point, I'm having to tease it and mess with it so much that it doesn't lay right. It's got these whirls. It's just, no, it's just, I don't know. Maybe I'll buy a wig sometime that is Devil Wears Prada or whatever, and I'll wear it for, just because I want to. But for my own hair, it's got to stay like this. So I always think, what would happen if I mix this wonderful thing with this wonderful thing? And I don't know. I've never done it before. Let's do it together and see. Does it make me look like crap or is it really, really good? Oh, first, let's put on some primer. We'll use this one. This is obviously the primer that I think is just the most wonderful because that's what's sitting out here. And I'm going to put that right over where I went with the Skin Refine Zone. All right, yeah, I am. And why do I have my glasses on? Because I can't read without them. So this is going to be interesting. So I'm taking 2 pumps of the Clarins and 2 pumps of the Lancome, and let's mix them together, see what we get, because they're both fantastic. So together, they must be the best thing in the whole world, right? I think so. I don't know. But there they are. I think it was so sweet the way that you talked about meeting your husband on the school bus. It may have taken him years to get a date, but obviously you were attracted to him on sight because you knew exactly what he was wearing and remember it to this day. So sweet. Now, there were several people who made comments along this line. I just chose Elaine's. That one is my husband's favorite. I read him that one, okay? And, you know, he's like, gosh, I never thought of that before, but that's true. So, Elaine, you just absolutely made his day. I'm telling you. Let's just come over our eyes, too. Want to? Why not? All right, now I'm not going to use a concealer today because I find that when I use Teint Idole, I don't need a concealer and the foundation. I'm just going to try and keep on talking so that hopefully you'll just hear me and not that noise outside. Oh my gosh. Except you might also hear people that are talking to me. Hang on, let me turn my phone on silent. Sandy Sullivan says, fun video, Mary. Got to know more about you. Thanks for the confirmation on the milk eyeliner. Isn't that tragic? And she says, this was my go-to. I was frustrated. Okay, you can read that. It's right beside me. But the point that I'm getting at here is the Milani Stay Put 16-hour eyeliner, which I still thought was here, but it's not. And I think that if I'm remembering correctly, I just dipped the sponge down in it this time. If I remember correctly, I had trouble with that liner keeping it like it's such a gel consistency that I had problems closing my eye on it the way I do and doing this. Like I would get it everywhere. If I remember correctly, I loved it other than that. I mean, if I could learn to control myself to where I didn't, because I have a problem when I put on eyeliner and just sticking the pencil in here and running it, I poke myself in the eye, I get it everywhere, so I usually close my eyelid on a pencil and do this. And that one, I think, if I remember correctly, was so jelly. It made it look like I had eyeliner on and started crying. I think I gave that to somebody in the family. But also, there are other recommendations that were in the comments. Johnny said that she had a dupe for it. It was the Mally Evercolor Waterproof Gel Liner. I do want to try that one. Also, somebody else talked about Essence, and I asked about that one. When I go to Ulta, I will pick that up because I had tried an Essence eyeliner before, but did not get on with it because the pencil was really hard and it hurt my eyes to put it in. That was a turquoise eyeliner, and I asked her, does it do that? Is it hard? She said no, that it was really soft, and told me which one it was. So I have marked that down. I do want to try that and see. This is my Huda powder, and I'm just going to get a bunch of it on this sponge, and let's do this stuff right here, where we make the pores disappear and set the makeup down so it does not move. Okay, then Melanie asked me about this. Yes, I do still use this. I have this, several backups of this. I love this. But, you know, I have other sunscreens I use also. But the answer to your question, Melanie, is yes, I do still love Skin Aqua. Susan talked about being a fellow popcorn lover, and I wanted to just say that I don't want to forget about the Luana popcorn oil so that I can try that. I don't know, guys, the popcorn thing is getting really out of hand. It's not so much the popcorn. It's the butter and the Parmesan that I think I need to put on it. And then take my finger and do this in the bottom of the bowl. That's the problem here. Because these days I've been making myself limit to this one bowl that I have. That's all I can have. That's it. No more, no less. And so the popcorn itself is not the problem. I've already got those carbs worked out. It's taking in carbs with fat. Bonnie says, this was great. Maybe in a while you could do another Q&A. I always look forward to your videos, and prayers for my family. Thank you. Also, thank you to everyone who has been praying for us. I can feel you praying for me. And I also want you to know that I showed Shy Guy that you guys were praying for him, and he was truly got by it. And I'm like, I know, baby. I mean, can you imagine? Just sit here for a moment and think about all those people praying for you. That just... Anyway, before I move on, I also want to hit this one from Sherry. And I want to point out something that I noticed happening. You see in that video, I was talking to you about blocking people and spam and all this stuff. Okay, here we go. Sherry says, I've learned more about you, Missy. I bet she didn't think that was possible. And I even love you more. Oh, I so rarely wear red lips. I must look for the Rimmel one. Mary, how do you eat that much fat? This is the reason this one's in here. Mary, for real? Question mark. I've not heard of taking in the smallest amount of protein along with carbs in order to take in fat. Did I hear you correctly? And then below it, I want to show you that there's this person. The first couple of times I saw it, I didn't think anything about it because some of you are like using your husband's accounts. You know, I mean, it could just be, hi, Sherry, he knows her. There's a couple of things from Sigma here I just bought. So I just picked this up because I love the Corta Rosa so much that I picked up this Sculpt powder. I've always looked at it online and thought it's not the right shades for me, but believe it or not, yeah, it is. So anyway, I just wanted to let you know that I did see that this person had been doing this. I mean, it's not saying nasty things or anything, but definitely trying to start up conversations. So then Sherry jumps to the rescue because she notices, because I'm not there to take care of it, right? Thank you, Sherry, for taking care of this. That's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about, where, you know, he's not saying anything that's hurting anybody, but you can tell that he's trying to get something going. Of course, I saw it way too late to stop it from happening, but that's the kind of thing that I would normally take a second look at and decide if it needs blocked or not. One of the first things I would do is go into my past comments and see, has this person ever replied to anything before? You know, or did they just show up one day acting like they knew everybody? You know, just trying to engage in something that, you know, I mean, I ran a chat room for a long time, and one day I'll tell you a story about that. But yeah, there are people in the world that have really bad intents and try to hook up with people unsuspecting or people who are just trying to be nice, and that's not going to happen here. I'm just going to put this here. I've read it before. I was just talking to somebody over the weekend about how to quit smoking, or how I quit smoking, actually. And I have a video on that. I'm going to take this Corta Rosa right there. This is my Refer 05, which, guys, this brush was in the, it might still be. Look for my link below. It might still be on sale. Now, my personal favorite is the 24, but this brush won an award for like the best blush brush. That blush is really pigmented. So I'm going to have to do something about this now. We're going to get some more powder and kind of tone this down just a little bit. Tammy, thank you. So I was at a loss for what Shy Guy, I mean, he asked me, you know, honey, what you want for your anniversary? And he buys me, like on my birthday or anniversary or whatever, he buys me Pat McGrath palettes. And don't get me wrong, I dearly love my Pat McGrath palettes, but they're more of set around things that don't get used. It's not that they're not good. They are good. They're really good. But I don't know. Something happens when I open my Pat McGrath palettes and I'm like, what do I do? What should I do? Should I mess with this one or this one? And I get caught in that whole thing. So normally I just don't pick up my Pat McGrath palettes, and that's sad because they cost a lot of money. They're beautiful. But I'm like, you know, I don't think I want makeup. He's like, what? You don't want makeup? No, I really don't think I want makeup. What is this brush? Oh, this is a Laura Mercier brush. Okay. I'm going to get the highlight in the Sigma palette and just put a little bit right there. Okay, so I saw that comment and I went, what? I didn't know about this. I knew nothing about this. And that palette is going to be here real soon. I'll probably show you in my favorites, even if I've never tried them, just because, if nothing else, this is going to be a collector's thing for me. I got all three. He ordered me all three for our anniversary. Alicia can't imagine me with alcohol in my system. I know, right? I've had that comment said to me so many times. I used to joke about this, but It was also kind of true that if you drink with me, you're going to jail. Or at the very least, you're going to get thrown out of an establishment. And people laughed about that, but it was kind of true. Like, I didn't get mean when I drank. I got more weird, you know. For example, I got thrown out of this bar one time. We're going to use this Tom Ford Virgin Orchid palette here that I just acquired pretty recently. It was one of these bars that had pool tables and stuff. So we're at this bar, and the people that I'm with, we're going to play pool. I don't want to play pool, okay? I played pool my whole life. I grew up with a pool table. It's boring. Don't want to do it. And I don't want them to do it either. But, you know, they insist they're going to play pool. So I said, what would make things a lot more challenging? You see how easy that went in? I'm saying this because of a question that I'm going to answer in a little bit. So what happens is I decide that we need to make this game a little more interesting. What if we combined pool with baseball? Yeah, that'd be fun, right? Let's do that. So I'm like, pitch that ball to me. And I'm like trying to hit a pool ball with a cue stick like it's a baseball bat. Unsurprisingly to you, I'm sure, it was a little destructive. So I got thrown out, of course. And then everybody that was with me, they like don't want to be there anymore if I'm not going to be there. So we all leave and go to my house. Which, mind you, some of these people I didn't even know. Okay, I'm going to take all these people to my home and play short order cook. I pretend I'm working at the Waffle House. I'm going to make everybody food now, and let's get in my jacuzzi. And what if we make that a Jell-O bath? That's the kind of person I am when I drink alcohol. Or was, anyway. I would like to think I wouldn't be like that now. I just don't touch the stuff. I just purchased this Sigma E57. Now, you know, in my brush set, which, by the way, is now back in stock for the 5th time. You guys are amazing. Thank you, thank you. I love you so much. Right? Oh my gosh. But anyway, I have never tried this. This is the Sigma E57. There you go, see? If you have smaller lids, and I've got a couple recently that I bought that are smaller than this one even. So, I should do a video on Sigma shaders or something soon. Anyway, point is, I'm going to go into that light shade. The next one is from Wendy, and it's also a suggestion for the Milk eyeliner. I have actually compared those two before, and the Milk lasted a little longer than the Marc Jacobs, but I used to love that Marc Jacobs liner. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to stick with my Sigma, because I have said time and time again that Wicked by Sigma, here, I'm just going to put it on right now. That Wicked by Sigma is truly, it's really black, but like that Milani one, I have to be careful, especially coming into my inner corner, that I don't get too much. But I have a really good time with this one. You see, it's nice and black, and it's less creamy than the Milani one, but I really could control the Milk a little better, but this one here is really good. So that's what I did. I went and dug this out, but you see how I've got a little bit up higher than I wanted. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. And if I'm truthful and honest, if I really want to control my eyeliner, I don't do it with a pencil at all. I get this liner here. It's the E11. Look how tiny that is. And then I'll get this Sigma Wicked in the gel. Okay, because I can control it better. And I can't do that on camera. You hardly ever see me do it because I can't do it on camera. I have to get hunched over my 10 by magnification mirror to do that. I mean, unless I'm just trying it out for you guys, I'm probably just going to stick with the Sigma because it fulfills the needs I have. And I just have to be more careful coming into my tear duct area with it. Before we continue, I want to go back in time to a previous video where I saw this comment, and this comment, I get these comments sometimes and they just really touch me. I mean, you have no idea how much that pulls me out of a bad day. And in the midst of everything that we were going through, I read this comment and it says, from Sandy Love. Dearest Mary, I'm a real fan. I just don't comment often. I just wanted you to know that it's 4 a.m. where I am and I woke up with pain. Too early to take meds. Been there. Maybe Mary posted a video, popped into my head, there you were, and helped me to get 30 minutes down the road. Thank you for making videos. They help in unusual but vital ways in my world. Sending peace and love, Sandy. I know there's a lot of you out there that don't comment, and I understand that. I used to be one of those people that I just watched and I didn't comment. The true reason was because, one, it's kind of twofold. I was afraid that people would be mean and say horrible things to me. I used to take things super personal. So do you see how ridiculously easy this is and how nice it makes my eyelids look? What has happened to me with this Tom Ford foolery? Michelle, look what you did. She didn't buy me this one. I actually purchased this Tom Ford palette. But this is for the question that I haven't got to yet. So I understand that people don't, for various reasons, want to comment. Okay, they don't want their presence tracked online. They're not near a keyboard. They think that they won't be answered. But when I get a comment like that, it just, you have no idea what that does for my world. Carrie says she's starting Genifique and she wants to know where I put this on.
It's Corey, not Carrie. I'm so sorry.
Okay. Genifique is a product that if I could afford to take a bath in it, I would. But I can't afford to do it more than I do, which is once a day. Sometimes that's at night, but sometimes that's during the day. It's a serum. So for me, it goes on right after Essence.
Remember that Genifique also contains vitamin C. I'm not telling you not to use vitamin C. The rule of thumb that I use is to start with the thinnest and put that on and end with the thickest.
So I wash my face and then it's clean, and then I will put on my Essence, and then I will take Genifique and go in. So that's where I do it. This next comment is just in here because I want to tell you. If you like to read comments under videos, you got to look for Kathy's. She is Cat Mama 54. And her comments always crack me up. And I wanted to say, that is so funny. Because that's such a joke about that. I think probably many families joke about that. Her comment I read in the car right before we went to, the cemetery. And I was trying so hard, pinching myself to keep from laughing at this comment. But not just that one. She does this all the time. She's quite the comedian. She should be having her own channel. But anyway, thank you for the laugh, Kathy. You almost made me look like I didn't care. But seriously, you guys help me as much as I help you. I heavily relied on reading your comments over the last few days. I consider you to be an eyeshadow expert. I'm not. I would like a video on best eyeshadows for mature skin. How smooth it goes on, long wear, non-drying, no fallout, because life's too short for bad makeup. All right, that's true. I love all kinds of eyeshadows. And I love Sydney Grace because they're so bam, powerful, boom. But that may not be what you're after. And I don't think that's what she's after, okay? So I wanted to tell you that, yes, I know this is just ridiculous. $88 for an eyeshadow palette is stupid ridiculous. But I primarily say this because I am a YouTuber that buys a lot of makeup, and a lot of that makeup is to show you on this channel. So $88 for an eyeshadow palette is stupid for me. But if you want one palette, just one good palette that you use every single day, and it gives you a look you adore every single time you use it, then I would suggest Tom Ford, Charlotte Tilbury, and Lancome. All of them make eyeshadows that are just, they go on, a quick swipe, it's not too much, It looks beautiful, and I think really looks gorgeous on the mature eye. So this is Tom Ford's Nude Dip. This goes with absolutely everything. And if I don't want to think, if I just want to come in here, and by the way, these brushes that are in here are absolutely functional. So if I have a day where I don't want to think, but I want to know that my eyeshadow looks good, I almost always reach for Tom Ford's Nude Dip. So while $88 does sound stupid and ridiculous, if it's your only palette or one of your very few, it's not really. For as long as it lasts, as beautiful as it is, it's not really. You can have 15 palettes that they go far over $88, right? But for some reason, that price tag, $88, makes you go, that is just stupid. For 4 shades, it's $88. Yeah. But how many shades in the $55 palette are you actually going to use? Don't you just usually pick a few that you love? And then you use that and you don't use any of the rest of them? Did I answer this one already?
Yes, this one is at the beginning. But just like Sherry's comment, I'm a space cadet. I just moved right on without even answering it. So
it's in here twice, maybe. I don't know. Bonnie says that this was great. And maybe in a while you could do another Q&A. I always look forward to your videos, and prayers to you and your family. I'm pretty sure that I read that, didn't I? But again, if I didn't, then what I want to say is just put your questions below this video, and I will see about doing that. I realized while I was doing my hair that I don't think I answered the rest of Sherry's question. So let me back up a little bit here to do my intro and outro, and I will try to talk about that. Okay, the crazy Indiana weather, I'm telling you. You have to dress like this because in the morning it's cold and by afternoon you're sweating your butt off. So you gotta layer to remove and ugh. Okay, so Sherry's comment then was about the amount of fat in my diet, and I think that I just went off on something else. I'm not sure I ever really came back to that. I'm not a dietitian or a doctor or anything. What's going on in my life is something I'm willing to take a gamble on. But how can I eat that much fat, I think is what she was getting to. Not should I eat that much fat, but how could I eat that much fat? And well, knowing Sherry, she probably meant the other also, because traditionally, I mean, my family freaks out thinking about what I'm doing. The whole keto thing doesn't make sense to them. I have a member in my family who right now, we just went out to dinner and I watched while they took a tortilla and filled it with rice and ate it. That's what that person has been told pretty much to do by their doctor. They've been told to be on a low-fat diet. And at that table, what was low-fat was the tortilla and the rice. I look at it and go, oh, carb overload. Then my brain starts imagining what my pancreas is doing and what my body is going through now because I gave it those carbs to eat.
I know from monitoring my body that if I go over 80 carbs in a meal, my blood sugar will not be under my goal of 140 after 2 hours. I'm doing everything in my power to not become a diabetic, and eating the traditional American-style Mexican dinner is way over 80. After 9 months of eating this way, I have brought my body out of prediabetes, raised my HDL by 40 points, and lowered my triglycerides by 80 points.
On my side of the table, I'm sure that she was sitting there going, ooh! Because what I did was I ordered fajitas. Obviously, we went to a Mexican restaurant. So I ordered fajitas, chicken fajitas. When they came, in my purse, I pulled out a tortilla. It was a La Banderita low-carb tortilla. The whole big tortilla had 4 net carbs in it. The rest was fiber. I'm eating the chicken. All right, so I've got the chicken, and then your side plate comes with sour cream, guacamole, cheese, and then I put the chicken in there, and I put the sour cream, the guac, the cheese, and then I roll that up and I eat it. I get my fork and I will put the rest of the guac, the cheese, the sour cream on top of the chicken, and I just sit there and eat that. I'm not going to attempt to try and explain this here. That's not what this channel is about, but I will link some people below that I think might help if you want to understand better what it is I'm trying to do. And some of you have probably heard me say in the past that my cholesterol is just through the roof, and it has been for the last 30 years. My people have been telling me, you need to be on a statin. You're a walking heart attack. I'm not on a statin. And we have a new doctor who is more open-minded and talks to me instead of giving me 15 minutes that I'm allotted and let me go, argue with me for 15 minutes and send me on my way. She actually listens to what I have to say. This is what I told my doctor. If you can prove to me that I need to be on a statin, I'll take it. Because I have fought with doctors for so long. So they did a CAT scan of my body, and it turned up that I don't have any plaque buildup anywhere in my whole body. So at that point, what does she have to say to me? She's like, okay, as your medical doctor, I still need to tell you that you should probably be on a statin, but I have no grounds to base it on. So she lets me do what I want and studies it. I wonder what would happen if you switched the fats that you're eating from bad to good ones. I had to give up the big bowls of popcorn. I can only have this one bowl that I have now of popcorn. I had to give up potatoes. I have a totally different kind of bread. I don't eat ice cream in the sense that other people have ice cream. But I do love the things that I eat. So that's really all I got to say about that. All I need to say now is how much I care about you guys, that you are the best part of the Fritzy family, and that if you're not having a blessed day, then you should just go right out and be a blessing to somebody else. And until next time, love you, see ya, bye, and I'm out.
I don't know why I don't know why I don't know why. I don't know why I... It was the wrong tube! It'll be okay. I must take time every day to be Sarah Bernhardt. You guys know who she is. My mom used to tell me the whole time I was growing up that I was a little Sarah Bernhardt. And she says your hair looks great. Why, thank you. I particularly like the green parts, don't you? And unfortunately, I have come to realize that my brain is mush. I don't remember what I was saying. Act like you did. It just does. I just got crappy hair, guys. We gotta deal with it. These are two of my molds. That noise is so annoying. I'm gonna put some music, probably, in this. And oh gosh, my eye's starting to twitch. Right? Okay. I'm really self-conscious because I think you can hear that noise. And it's enough to drive a person batty. I mean, our neighbors are going to get together and go find it and beat up whoever's doing that. No, I'm kidding. And I'm going to keep on talking because I'm going to keep on trucking, baby. Keep on trucking, baby. Was that how that went with the thumb? I don't know, but the leg was kind of hard to forget, right? I cha-cha-cha, 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 cha-cha-cha. Do the mambo number 5. And set the makeup down so it does not move. It doesn't move. Move on. Nothing to see here. Okay, we're not doing a tutorial. Just keep moving. Just keep swimming. Just keep swimming. I used to run a chat room online, so where else would you run that, Mary? In the backyard? That, except I don't want to be a bad influence on other people or a good influence on other people, and I don't want to be a good influence on other people.